At the end of this class, you should be able to tell me the difference between an algebraic expression and a numerical expression. You'll also begin to decipher how to solve word problems by making words into these expressions. I use two big words there, numeric expression and algebraic expression. A numeric expression is a mathematical phrase involving numbers and operation symbols, but no variables. An algebraic expression is a mathematical phrase that includes one or more variables. Here are some examples below. An example of a numerical phrase might be, or a numerical expression might be 8 plus 2, or 8 plus 2 times 4, 5 divided by 5. I could go on forever. These are things you are more used to seeing. An algebraic expression includes a variable, a symbol, which is usually a letter, to represent some value. So here our examples are 8n, where n is some unknown value. N plus 5, 6 divided by n. Hopefully you get the point. This is when we're going to add in a variable to represent some unknown value. We have to think of math as learning a new language. All right? So in order to convert word problems into something we understand a little better, which are the numerical expressions or the algebraic expressions, we have to translate what word meaning is. So when you see the words more than or sum, we're thinking addition. When you see the words less than or difference, we're thinking subtraction. When you see the words product of, times, twice, we think multiplication. And when you see the words quotient, divide by, you will think division. Now there will be other things we'll be adding to this list as we go along, but this is a terrific start in order to translate, which is what you would do if you were learning a different language, a word problem into an algebraic expression, which is a little simpler to understand. All right, so here are some examples. The first one, 32 more than a number. So we write down 32. More than means addition from the previous slide, and the number it's telling us is n. So that's how we would write 32 more than a number is 32 plus n in an algebraic expression. The next one, now this is tricky. Notice the next two are very similar. One says less a number and one says less than a number. So for this one, if you have 58 less a number, it means that the number is less than 58. So we're going to do 58 minus n. However, the next one, it's telling us 58 is less than that number. So 58 must go behind the minus sign because it's less than the number n. All right, that's going to take lots of practice to remember, but we will get to that. 8 times the number n. So 8 times is multiplication, a number n. So here I'm using a little dot to represent multiplication. This may be new to some of you. The reason we do that is because in algebra we use symbols to represent numbers. A lot of time that symbol is x. So if we were using x as a multiplication sign, it would get really confusing. Because if I had 8 times the number x here, it would be 8xx is what it would look like, and that's not the same as saying 8 times x. Because we can also write 8 times n as just 8n. This tells us that the multiplication is implied. Next one, 3 more than twice a number. Here there's going to be more steps. So 3 more than 3 plus, more than means plus. The next word is twice. So that means multiplication times 2. The number. So we'll just pick a number x. So 3 plus 2 times x would be our expression. These next two get a little more difficult. So 9 less than, remember when we see less than, the subtraction sign goes in front of the 9. So 9 is less than the quotient of 6 and a number x. 6 divided by x. So 9 is less than the quotient of 6 and a number x. Finally, the product of 4 and the sum of a number x and 7. So the product of, they're starting with multiplication and telling us that it's the product of 4. So it's the product between two things. The product of 4 and the other side is the sum of x plus 7. Now tomorrow you'll understand why I'm going to do this a little better. We're going to put parentheses around x plus 7 because we are thinking of this as x plus 7 is one expression and 4 as another. So it's a product of two separate expressions. Okay. At the end of after this video concludes, you will have a few problems to go over on your own. Make sure you do them. They will be the exit ticket for this lesson. And all of this will help us to understand the basics of algebra and skills that we will build on as we go through the course. Don't forget, math is like another language. It will take time to completely understand it. And also don't forget to do check your understanding after the lesson as well.